Going live on so I can get the sharing on the. My bad.
I'm doing now. I'm about to share it out. Hey y'all, what's up? Back for another
Hey,
episode of Something for the Culture. I am your host and creator, Jazzy J. We got a couple of people here. One you might know, two you might know, don't know, but we're gonna introduce them anyway. So let's start off with the top of the panel. TA Speaks. Can you introduce yourself? Tell me where you're from.
What up? I'm TA Speaks from New York City. Grew up in Flint, Michigan half the time. Now I reside in Texas. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm also trying to be a good influencer. Uh, and I own a couple of businesses, small businesses out here, try to make things happen. That's about it right there.
All
Yeah,
right
and I
now.
also own a podcast. We also doing a podcast called Urban Illustrated. My bad. Forgot to push that.
There we go. Cool. So, of course, everybody knows if y'all don't know him already.
Read the back. Read the
Mr.
back.
Don't
Right.
Stop, those stacks. Go ahead and let the people know who don't know you, where you're from.
Shit, man. It's your boy Doe Stacks. Doe Stacks 843 on all social media platforms. Shout out to the Doe Show, 2.5 Guys podcast. Dope Dishes with Doe. I got a lot going on. Cookbook out here in these streets, you know. I'm out here hosting, roasting, and coasting.
No. And we got someone new to the podcasting family and to this little family that we built over time. We have Miss Goddess. If y'all don't know who Miss Goddess is from her own personal page, then get to know her. Go ahead and tell them where we know you from, honey.
Goddess Aloha. I'm from I Be Knowing Shit podcast and from Facebook. Nice to be a little Facebook comedian.
Okay.
You can find
So
me
we
on
are
TikTok.
missing one, but he'll be along shortly.
Yeah.
So
I
tonight,
like that name though.
It's Miss Foxy if you're nasty.
That I be doing shit. That was that. Did you
wait
say
a
I be
minute
doing
now.
Yeah, it's I Be Knowing Shit.
shit? I like that.
Ma'am, wait a minute. Did you say Miss Foxy if you nasty though?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
No. Okay,
God damn it.
So look,
like
tonight's episode, we about to really dig in deep. Okay, y'all might not agree with some of what we saying. Guess what? We don't care. It need to be talked about. Okay, tonight's episode is about toxic relationships, dating, family, and friendships within our community.
No doubt.
This is a conversation that needed to be had for so long amongst us. It's ridiculous. In order for us to break this type of cycle within our community of emotional neglect, it starts with us. So let's tackle the first part of it. Let's start with dating. Because there's been a lot of negative stuff going on. It's just not just on social media, but there's been a lot of negative advice going on. These lists. Let's start with these lists.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Yo.
I got chewed out a couple days ago for speaking on the list before I could even get the full sentence out. They chewed me
So
up.
what's your thoughts on the list that's been coming out lately?
All right, so this is what I said about that list. So when they gave the list and they were talking about how women don't want to, these are the places you don't take a woman. I said, I was like, before I said, me personally, I want to go somewhere where it's quiet enough for us to have a conversation. So I have to fill you out, see, and then I don't want to take you nowhere that I normally go. Because if this does not work, I don't want to see you in my places because you like the food or you like the atmosphere. So I am going to take you to somewhere regular to get to talk to you, to hear you out and see if I'm willing to invest in this relationship. And when I said invest, they instantly was like, oh, he trying to get something at the end. He talking about sex at the end. And they blew the gasket. I said, I didn't even get to finish the words. You know what I mean? My thing is, you have to have a place where you can actually communicate with somebody, see if it's worth going any further. If not, you cut it off right there. If it is something, then you can go a little further. You might want to go, like I go to the cigar bar. So it's like, we can go to the cigar bar after and chop it up. And now you can meet some of the environment and the people that I chill and kick it with. And then see what the deal is from there. You know what I mean? That's all. That's just.
I'm gonna let
Let's get
Goddess
the
go
flip
first.
perspective. Oh yeah, I was gonna say let Goddess. Let's get the flip perspective real quick. Then we'll bring it back to Doug. Goddess, what's your thoughts on the list?
I just feel like it's very weird that so many people don't have logical thinking skills. I'm not
Uh-huh.
letting anybody dictate what I do in my dating life, but my relationship. So the list don't mean nothing to me.
Right.
You can't tell me where I should allow a man. First of all, I'm gonna eat.
Okay.
If the
All
food
Yo,
y'all
good,
gonna eat.
yo,
I
Every
don't care
last
how
one of
much it
y'all
is.
women
If
gonna
it's
yo,
eat.
good, I'm
I
gonna
saw the
eat it.
list and got disappointed. Like 10 of them shits is my go-tos.
Right.
Man,
And I honestly don't think, and I know some women gonna get mad, but that's on them.
Hey,
Restaurants are
Speak on
usually
it.
not a good first date because how can you get to know somebody and you sitting there trying to focus on your food and you got the waitress coming up? Is everything okay? Is everything fine?
Right.
if they not
it's
a talker,
it's
Yeah,
it's it's too much of a normal thing to
yeah,
do to go to a
yeah.
restaurant. Like, but you do find out a lot about about people at a restaurant because
You
I'll
do.
take you to a restaurant just to see your etiquette.
man, and
True,
it's an interview.
Yeah.
true.
Like
That's
I
true.
have literally not dated a woman again because she ate like a pig.
And I, man, same
Listen,
thing.
That's true.
why is you eating and you got cheese up to
Falling,
here on your mouth and you smacking?
falling.
To me,
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe
one of
she a
my pet
cheesy
peeves,
bitch.
one of my pet peeves is smacking. Like if you smack, I don't want to be in the room with you.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to see your food getting chewed up in your
That's
mouth.
true.
I dated a chick, and my kids, like me, my kids. This is the first time my kids and her kids meeting each other, and they were over there smacking, and they was all humming like, mm,
Not
Mm-hmm.
humming.
My kids looked at me like, I said,
Nigga.
I'm sorry. I was like, we up out of here. And that was it.
Yeah,
Never
that's me.
did it
But
again.
as far as how I feel about that list, I feel like these lists are made up by chicks that got BBLs but didn't get their teeth done.
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
Ooh.
Backwards ass, delusional ass thinking. And I saw two of the like I've seen like 7 of them. You feel me? I'm just speaking about the order that I saw them. I saw 2 females list first, and then I saw a rebuttal, and then I saw an actual mature adult man's
Mm-hmm.
version of a list.
Yeah.
And I agree with what God has said earlier. I don't let social media determine what the fuck I got going on in my life because my
Mm-hmm.
situation is totally different from your situation.
Yep.
What you allow, cool. What you don't allow, cool. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? Like, and this all started with the Cheesecake Factory lady.
Yeah, yeah. But
The
Right.
that was
whole
a skit. Wasn't that a skit?
they say it was a skit, but she was
That's what
very
they're
convincing.
saying.
She was very convincing,
Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
yeah.
you know, in her actions. Like for one, I'm single, but I'm like not done with my money.
Mm-hmm.
I've made my rounds and I know how certain people act. Like you could be in somebody's phone as free food guy.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't about to be free food guy in nobody's phone. If anything, it's gonna be this motherfucker didn't spend a dime on me.
Boy.
Damn.
Hey, but you know what?
Well,
I've always had.
let's. I want to read some of the lists from both from the men and the women real quick. So the first list, we're gonna start with the females. I'm just gonna name a few. So they're saying that there's a list of 30 places they refuse to go on the first date. So number one was Cheesecake Factory. Number two, Applebee's. Three, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, your house. Somebody even
And
went
this
as
is
far as to
places
put
that they
church
go
on
eat
there.
on
Hey,
their own. Like
that's
this is places that like how you gonna get mad when you take yourself there?
Exactly. And then I said a lot of these women, this is probably because they've never graduated beyond that. So this is where
Mm-hmm.
people have taken them on dates because you've only made it to the first date. You know
Well,
what I
first of all,
mean?
you can take me to Applebee's because first of all, Applebee's drinks be on point. I don't have a
Come
problem with
on, man.
Applebee's
Facts.
Man,
at
that
all.
top shelf Long Island be really top shelf.
Facts.
Hello, it's top shelf and I'll be under the table after sipping them. So listen,
Hey, the right bartender, you'd be right.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
I
the
have had
church
this.
one, the only one I agreed with on that particular list was your house. Because I don't agree for a first date, I should be going to your house or you
I
should be
don't
going to my house. Because we
I
don't
don't
know each
want
other.
you in my like yo.
I don't want you to know where I live.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right. I may not even like you at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
like you get disrespectful with me, I get disrespectful for you, and you sending your brothers to my spot.
I'm not going to nobody's church on the first day either. Sorry, I was in a cult before. I don't. Mm-mm.
What?
Hey,
You was in
hold
a
on,
Yeah,
what?
no. Elaborate.
I, I was in a cult. It was a black cult.
Hey, coats carry no color.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. You was a
Right.
part
It
of the
sure don't.
Ragadushi.
No,
This
they was.
What did you say?
Hey, Tyler
this
Perry.
fool said the
Tyler Perry got it.
Rakatuchis.
You don't live in Atlanta, do you?
Hell no.
Oh,
Hey, that's
No.
the first
I
thing
am
that came to
weak.
either that or Martin. Them the only two instances
Oh,
that I seen
Okay.
black people in coke. When Martin
Sunflower
came
Shaquille
back with the
Vision.
hood.
what was his name?
Sunflower Shaquille. You ain't him,
Yep.
is you?
Them the only two times that I see black people in the coke. Other than that, it was white folks.
Don't forget about
Believe it or
Craig
not,
Mack ass. He was a
hold
damn
up.
cult.
Not to get serious with you,
Yep, Craig Mack, you right.
but believe it or not, a lot of these churches are cults.
Yeah, it was a church. They was posing as a regular church,
But
but
listen, it was in South Carolina. It was right up the street from me. The Craig Mack situation.
really?
That's 45 minutes
Yeah,
from me. I live in Myrtle
Wow.
Beach. He was in Sumter.
Damn.
Wow.
he sure
That's
was. He was
45,
giving this
50
white
minutes
man
shot.
all his money.
See,
Yeah.
but see who was holding it.
But no. This was a white cult.
No,
They
Yeah,
were
it was a
white.
white cult. It
this
was
was
an
a
older
black
white
cult
man
I
at
was
that.
in.
Well,
I
Yeah.
wasn't
the two
giving them
black
nothing.
ones.
They should have let
the
me
two
be the leader
black-
because I was getting stuff from them.
So yeah, like, but I don't like the list. I don't like people actually following the list. I don't like people letting social media influence their daily lives because a lot of it is just entertainment.
Yep.
And there are actually people who you gotta look at. I'm not sure the ages up here, but we come from a time to where we thought for ourselves prior to social media because there was no social media.
Right.
Well, we
Right.
had wise counsel when we did talk to people.
Say those
Yep.
two words
Say
I
Come
love
on now,
again,
TA.
Coco.
Wise counsel.
Wise counsel. And wise counsel
By the
is
way, y'all share the live, please share the live and go ahead and like. But yeah, go
I
ahead
done
as you were
shared
saying,
it a bunch
TA.
of times. I done shared it a bunch of times. We should be out there.
Okay. But let me
Uh,
read the men's list real quick before you
yeah.
go further. So the men's rebuttal to the ladies list that I just read was this is number one: single mothers who you should never take on a date. Single mothers, women with tattoos, women who dress like this in public, whatever this is. Sex workers, women with an IG page, and like the list just goes on and on.
That's every woman. That's every woman out there in the market. Like,
right.
So,
come on out. And then at our age, everybody has kids. You know what I mean? Majority of people, like, have you dated almost
Right.
every female you date though got kids, famo. Almost all of them.
And it's
Almost.
2023. What are you talking about? Women with tattoos.
Exactly.
I know doctors that's tatted up.
Man, say that.
right.
I mean, but I kind of feel like they did that list as a rebuttal to be funny, so we really can't take that.
Yeah.
Like that was more of a satire type.
Like,
Let me ask this.
You want to go there?
Although I saw that list, Jazz, and a couple of those are valid. A couple of them valid.
I'll say this. Everybody's allowed to have preference. There's a difference between preference and you just being a damn buffoon. And some
Let
of
me
those
ask y'all
lists
this.
on both ends, some of them was tomfoolery. Let's just be honest.
Do y'all think
My
that
thing
list?
is this. Go ahead, Goddess.
I don't think that list was put together like, oh, we surveyed 100 women. I think one person.
Yeah,
put
that
those
was
lists
one
together.
person's list.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
And it's like I said, I bet you she got a BBL,
They
but
served they
do like
they
smile.
and they put this list together.
Hey, y'all might not like this. I'm gonna tell you this. Like, since I was in high school, I learned a valuable lesson, and then this was my mindset. I will never upgrade a female within the within the restaurants that we go to, that she goes to. I take her where she's comfortable at, and I will not upgrade that beyond that unless I plan on being with her. So it's like, for me, it's always been that. So it's like, if that's the case, I'm always going to be voted off the island, because the first thing I'm going to ask you is like, what places you like to go? because I'm going to go there with you and talk to you and kick it with you and see if I want to go any further.
But you
then
come-
I'll introduce you to my life.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
See, but a lot of people feel like if you gonna take her, if you can't take her to this, they was
No,
going
ain't nothing wrong with that.
But I feel like TikTok and all those different ones is like an attack situation. It's just male versus female on every platform.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I agree.
Well, first of all, the two parties that's actually going on the date are the ones that initially need to come together and discuss what their interests are or what they want to do for their first date. That's all. That's the only two involved that need to be worried about it. Everybody else needs to sit the fuck down and worry about your own shit.
Absolutely.
Period.
Absolutely.
It's too much.
And stop letting social media dictate. It just seems like people don't know how to think for themselves, and they really going back and forth and arguing and just at each other necks over a list that you don't have to participate in.
Now I wanna tackle on this because me and Goddess, I was actually tagged in a post of hers that she made regarding cheating, and there was a little back and forth on the post, to say the least. Let me see if I can pull up the post right quick and read it. Okay, so she shared a post originally that said, "Why cheat when your bitch is bad?" So her added comment to that original comment was, "Cheating is never about the person getting cheated on. It's a character flaw of the person that's cheating." Absolutely true. Hands down. And that's for man or female. So some of the comments, men, I'm going to say this because it was men.
They was pissed off at me.
Pissed off. I mean, if they could have really shot us on that post, I think they would have. So,
I mean, I agree with that, though. You know what I mean? On both ends.
But there's a difference between a grown man and somebody that's still being a boy. That's the difference. And taking accountability. So, some guy said he disagreed, which you're allowed to disagree. We're not saying you have to agree at all. You're allowed to your opinion. So, then another guy comes with his whole Bible passage. Okay. But in that Bible passage, I'm going to just read what he says. He says, "Do anybody ever consider that a man is made to go around and plant his seed, just like a bee, and most male creatures? It's not a coincidence that most guys behave that way. I think that a lot of women just don't want to accept the truth. I can't mess with just one woman for 5 or 10 years straight. That's like eating the same food every day, and that shit will get boring.
But that's an undisciplined
nothing to do
man.
with me being weak. It's what I like."
That's an undisciplined man. And my whole thought process, even within the biblical term, like when you look into the Bible, like a lot of times the people that had multiple women, they were their wives.
Oh, ain't that what I said?
So they took care of them as such. You know what I mean?
That was my reply.
But a boy, you know what I mean? The mentality is just, it's a totally different ballgame. Like, man, like I went through a phase of just abstinence for like a year and a half. That gave me the clearest mentality that I've ever had in my life, to the point where sex didn't control me anymore. And it was more so about the mind and where I was going, what we were trying to develop, and what type of people I wanted, that type of energy in my space.
I did a TikTok about that, bro. I said, like, once you get dick discipline, you can control and alter any situation that you want to with the opposite sex.
And you won't, and that little frivolous boy stuff that they talking about wouldn't even matter to you.
Like, yo,
you wouldn't even want to engage.
Like, I literally am single right now because I had dick discipline, and I didn't let what she was trying to do to me affect me, because I'm like, yo, this is everywhere. You're not doing what I want you to do. Advancement wise, I need you to catch up to where I'm at, because there was an age gap. So, as a younger female, she's trying to manipulate the situation with her sex and this, that, and the third. That didn't work with me because I'm a disciplined nigga. You talking to a nigga who 42 with no kids, and I've dealt with a plethora of women.
It's a lot of women that do that now.
Like I'm man enough to admit I've dealt with a plethora of women. I've had my share, but I'm dick disciplined. You feel me?
No doubt.
And a lot of men,
men are like,
Right.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think where his mentality was coming from was back in 50s and 60s. Because let's keep it a band.
Who are we talking about?
Back then, the guy we talking about on who made that comment. So
okay.
I think that's where his mentality was at. Because back in the day, some women, as long as the husband was taking care of the household, they wasn't working, they were taking care of the children, the husband worked to cover everything. They knew, half of them knew that their husbands was having affairs.
But
they kept their
it was a
mouth
different
shut.
situation as well. Like,
and he missed the point.
As far as like men and women, like at that point in time, that man was working extremely hard, and they never had time for them. Like they never really had time to even get to know the person. Like my dad was forced into a shotgun wedding. So it's like the woman that he married, he barely knew her. He got her pregnant and then he had to marry her. Like, so it's like he didn't want to be there. And the person that he loved, he couldn't be with. He had to watch her life go on. So it's like they lived for over 20. My dad was old as hell. So he lived in this relationship for over 20 years. Miserable and hated this woman, and she didn't like him either. But because their father said, if y'all have kids, y'all got to be together to take care.
That was the mentality back then.
They wasn't playing that. They was not playing that. They wasn't singing that song with you.
Man, he said her daddy showed up with the gun with him at the door, said, "Your boy been creeping in my back door."
That's why they call it a shotgun wedding.
Shotgun wedding is where it came from.
But he missed my whole point of the post. It wasn't that men can't be with multiple women. It was, what are you lying for?
Right.
That's drama, unnecessary drama,
that part,
unnecessary heartache. I just feel like if I don't want to be monogamous, just let people know, hey, look, it ain't gonna be just you, sweetheart.
And it's the key word here of tonight's topic. It's toxic.
I can speak on that because I'm a single man and I have stressed, and I'm talking about literally laid out what it takes to deal with me, how I move, how I operate. But we all know that women are very competitive.
Yeah.
And if they want you, they would compete and manipulate and do all type of shit. You feel me? So like sometimes you can present what it is and it's still not enough because I've been in that situation.
And then you get rid of them.
I've actually explained to this woman, like, look, I particularly don't deal with whoop, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get into the specifics, but I don't do long distance, this, that, and the third. I want to look in your fucking face every day if I want to. Feel me? Because I'm a overthinker. And I know people are creatures of habit. Women are very sneaky. We can sit here and act like they're not.
Some
women are very sneaky. Like I said, this, like I talk like this. I'm not trying to offend you in any way, Jazz.
You're not offending me. None taken.
She's not offended.
No. Like I shared a post today. I said, stop complaining. Karma know about all that sneaky shit you did, because I know women that have actually been pure whores, and just because you phase it in a small frame of time, say, oh, that was my whole phase. You still got to pay for every act that you did during that whole phase. Am I right or wrong?
You absolutely right.
Okay, now we get to 5 years later, and yes, you've actually had a clean slate since then. But karma, and they call her a bitch. That bitch Karma, she got your address, and now you on social media complaining about catching your karma. And I'm a single man. I don't have kids, and I have to wear the bullshit that fuck niggas have done. That
every single man got to deal with that.
Like, you feel me? Like, I didn't do none of that shit.
Man.
Every last one.
But you know what though? The flip side is we go through the same thing though.
Exactly.
Don't think it don't happen to women either though.
Oh, absolutely.
Because that man has been hurt. We still have to bear some of the shit that y'all have not healed.
But Jazz, all I'm saying is, like, I can only speak from a man's perspective. I want you to know something about me. Something I never do that I used to do, that I've had real women talk to me. She was like, yo, you be trying to speak from a woman's perspective when you can't do that. I don't do that anymore. When I speak, I'm only speaking for men, for me. Really, not all men, just me.
Right.
So I don't mean no harm about my tone or how I say it, but I
we know
can fully attest to what I say.
I'm not easily offended.
Right. I mean, but we have been on panels where I've rubbed people the wrong way. Jazz will tell you, like, my mouth can get. I'm Robert Earl.
I rub people like they in a damn genie lamp. So you know
you're worse than me, Jazz. You're like a female me.
I'm worse.
Yeah.
Hey, you see how both of them look? You see how God choked both of them at the same time when he said, right? That should tell you something, but I'm gonna leave that alone because he already answered that.
But okay. Yeah, I mean, but
I would just take it as is.
I love this conversation so far, y'all. Like, I gotta admit, I like all four perspectives. We're all, you know what I mean? All right,
let's move into the family portion, because this is, to me, this is a big one. And this is the one that don't get talked about enough, because toxicity in family is the worst. The worst. And sometimes we don't like to speak on it because we don't want to ruffle feathers, or, for whatever your reasons are. But it has to be talked about, because you're pushing on stuff down the generation to generation to generation, and it's not good.
Hey, I've cut women off because of their family. A lot of you not, because when you deal with somebody, you deal with their family also.
Oh yeah, you deal with whoever they come with.
You marry into a family, and I saw high levels of toxicity from her mother, her sisters, the children. And I tried to ignore it because I really cared about her. But once their shit started to spill into her shit, and her shit started to spill into my shit, I said, yeah.
It's too much.
I cut my own family off. So, you know what I mean?
That part.
You already know it's a select few that we actually deal with. You know what I mean?
Bro.
So for me, it's like
few far in between.
You see what I'm saying? It's like some people make the cut, some people don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
And within that, though, I would love to have a relationship with all of my family, but it's not positive and all that. So if it's not conducive to positivity, growth, and we ain't trying to help each other, build each other, motivate each other, inspire each other, then it's like, yo, what we doing? We can't even have fun together.
Because blood don't make us family now.
Not at all.
Exactly.
Sure don't.
The problem with a lot of Black families is you only got one mama, you only got one father, you only got one. Well, what about me? So just let people mistreat me because of a title?
Yeah,
that's a big problem with Black families. That's your cousin, that's your this. So accept being treated any type of way because of my kinship with this person.
Right.
That's how my family was, and they know I cut anybody off. I don't care who I was.
I know I was bad. Like at one point,
disrupt my peace, disrespect.
I cut my daddy off.
I was getting to it.
I got to talk to sisters this side of Mississippi,
and I had to learn, man. I had to learn that. But
at the end of the day, your mental health is more important than letting somebody else disturb your peace in your home life.
Exactly.
Sometimes
but with your parents,
I had to learn this.
Protect your peace at all.
But with your parents, though, you got to understand that your parents can only give you what they have. So a lot
absolutely.
of times we're searching for them to be something that they're not able to be because of what they already went
through.
So for me,
but you don't also have to allow the disrespect either. That's not saying you allow it either.
No doubt.
You can definitely be understanding without accepting it.
To me.
Yeah. But a lot of us have so much resentment towards them, but it's because of that. Like we don't take into account to what happened to them. Like you resent them for not being there for you or not. Well, they never had anybody there for them. Like not supporting you. Well, how they gonna support you if they don't even know what support looks like?
If they don't know how to.
Exactly. They don't know what it look like to give it to you.
Let me get some of these comments real quick. So Rena Littleton, she said, family will snake you quicker than a stranger. That is true. That is true. Anna Nicole Smith Moore, she said, your family is the family you create. That's also a true statement.
Definitely.
That's true.
Definitely. Because we create families within the family.
That is very true.
Like I got a core connection of family members that I reach out to from time to time and just say, you all right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that's just who I am with them. So it's like they get that regularly. But that's because those are the ones that allowed me in and I've allowed in. But now the other ones that don't, then I'm at this point in my life, I'm not forcing nothing. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm here. if you reach out and show love, I'm showing love back.
I treat life like basketball. I'm not forcing a shot at all.
Nah.
Exactly.
I'll pass that shit off to somebody else. Because like, listen, I am the type of person that I understand life and phases in life. And if I see that you're going through a storm, I don't need to be under that to get wet with you. Not just because we blood. Yeah, I will help you from outside the storm, but I'm not about to waddle and shit, because one thing I really hold a test of my life, none of my shit in my life will ever spill into anybody else's shit.
Yes.
But when you're dealing with family, it's a lot of times that their shit spills into your life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, like exactly.
I don't allow that, y'all. Like, I'm so far beyond that. The 30-year-old me, yeah. I wore a lot of ass cuttings because I let other people's shit spill into my life. And I remember sitting down and talking to myself one day and analyzing, like, look, the majority of things that are going wrong in your life are overspill from other people's shit.
That was the majority of mine.
Like, I literally sat in my room one day, and Cuzzo will tell you, I'm not a sit still type person.
Nah.
I sat in my room all day that day, dog, and I really analyzed what was going on. What are my number one problems? And it was at that point that I decided, okay, here's how it's going to go. And I cut a whole bunch of people off in one day, and they never understood why until they actually approached me, and I explained to them, if you didn't approach me on it, I didn't bring it up.
But you see what you did there? This is what you took accountability for you. And
I remember that day, y'all.
That's what you did. A lot of what goes on, the toxicity within the family, sometimes what happens is you could be doing, you have moved on from whatever you was going through at that time, and you figured out, look, I need to cut this section off, or I need to cut this person off so I can excel within my life. Which you did right, because you did what was best for you. But what happens is when you get to that point and you actually put action behind what you're saying you're going to do, that's when some of the core toxicity sometimes in your family, that's when they want to attack the most. Because
that's
now
if you allow it.
They see that you're trying, right, if you allow it. But that's when they want to attack the most, because now they say, oh, he's rising above it. Oh, now you're too good for us. No, it's not that we're too good.
That means you don't participate. So you ain't swimming in this pool of shit no more?
Right.
Oh, so you don't want to swim over here in this pool of shit? No, I'm not. And listen, I literally, for that next 3 weeks, y'all, I ignored like over 50 text messages. I ignored like 50 messenger messages, like phone calls. It was nothing. It was nothing. And that was the best thing I ever did for my life, y'all.
I feel you like that, man. Like, that's a lot of people that never knew where I lived. You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm big on you not knowing where I'm living. I don't care.
I'll meet you out anywhere you want to meet out at. But
nigga, I'll meet you at Roof Chris if you paying your portion of the bill, but you're not coming to my crib.
Okay.
Man, this is my safe place. I feel comfortable.
Let me get this comment right here, guys. So Tiana Barr says, she said they may be doing better than their parents did them.
See, that's what I give my mom props for, because her mom left. Feel me? Her mom left her and her sisters unprotected. That is why I honor my mom so much. She wasn't the perfect mom. There's no perfect parent, but I honor her for that, because she did so much better than her mom did. I gotta commend her for that.
And that's what we all supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like we're supposed to piggyback off of what the predecessor did. Like, so your mom did that. So now with your kids, you'll be even better than what you did.
Don't you curse me, Ricky Bobby.
Gotta do better. We got to do better than each one. Like, man, like my kids, man, my father really didn't come around until later on in my life. You know what I mean? But I was a single dad. Like, man, I was like, they was like, my baby mamas was like, you ain't even got to sign the birth certificate. I was like, that's my responsibility. Put my name on there regardless. You know what I mean? I was like, if I got to, whatever I got to deal with is a consequence for my actions. I have to deal with that. And whatever come from it. And boy, I'm glad I did, because it made it easier for the transition for them coming to live with me and me raising them. And now that they grown, man, hey, we got the best relationship.
You want that better?
They're building their relationship with their mothers, and I've never shunned away from that. I say, look, I still say that phrase, you only got one. I mean, but That's just to try to get them to, like, regardless of where she is, meet her where she is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Let me
And
tell
you learn how to deal with that. Like whether you want to
we spoke
engage
about
on a
this on
physical.
Doe's platform before a little bit. We kind of tapped on our backgrounds a little bit on Doe's platform one night, me, TA, and Doe. Let me just say this. It's no secret. My dad was a crackhead. It is what it was. You know what I'm saying? The memories that I do have of him from younger, I cherish those memories. But what I don't do, and I'm 40, I'm about to be 41. What I don't do is let what he went through and his not being able to take care of me because of his disease affect who I was growing up because I had an absent father. I did. I had other father figures. I had my uncles that took that role on. You understand me? My grandfather took that role on. Now they're not my biological fathers; they're grandfather, uncle, but they still taught me as they were my dad. I hate when people do that. You know, I hate when people, well, my parent wasn't this or my parent. You are in your damn 40s or 50s or whatever. Yeah. Why are you trying to dictate what somebody
that's your fault?
But everybody hasn't had a support
Take accountability.
System, but this is what I'm saying. But everybody hasn't had a support system. So if you don't have a support system, if remember how we was talking about how wise counsel. So if you learn it from other broken people, then you'll never get ahead because y'all teaching each other where y'all at and constantly having them same fallbacks. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But
at what point do you take accountability as an adult?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But that's where that therapy came into play. You know what I mean? Because I was bullheaded. Like she said, her name of her show is what she say. I be knowing something. What was it called?
I be knowing shit.
I be knowing shit. Like my old saying was, when I'm right, I'm right, and when I'm wrong, I'm right, because I went in it with the right intention, so that makes it right. so that's an individual that feel like he know everything in a sense. So I had to go through therapy to get an understanding of a lot of stuff to change that man that I used to be.
Because well put though.
I wrote you off if you didn't understand where I was coming from or what I said. And as soon as you're like, I'm like, you don't know shit. Let me get out of here. And then I keep getting the money.
Receive information.
And I chased money like crazy. Like I threw away family. I threw away relationships. I threw away a lot to just go get the bag. And because of that, you know what I mean? But because I didn't have that connection with certain family members and people, you know what I mean? I was like, well, y'all cut me off, y'all wrote me off, so let me keep eating. Let me do me.
Another thing though that's toxic in Black families that I noticed too, why do we harbor so many family secrets?
Ooh, child. Ooh.
We be having secrets that come out at funerals or big engagement stuff.
That be because Big Mama ain't want her name drug out there like that.
Didn't want to be embarrassed.
You understand what I'm saying? Like that was some personal pride shit. Like my grandmother didn't want her family to look like
Lula. Didn't want to tell all that.
Look at God, you know.
If she would have told it all, it'd be all bad.
You know,
and that stuff it's been passed down because it's still going on.
Yeah.
But some of those things needed to be handled within the house and within the family
that never got handled.
Exactly.
Let me say this.
It's a lot of family members should have got their ass beat. You know what I mean? And should have been dealt with for the way you looked at Lil Alicia. You know what I mean? For the things that the way. Boy,
hold on. I want Goddess to tap on her what she was gonna say.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Before she lose that thought. Go ahead, Goddess.
Not only do Black families hold secrets because of embarrassment, but if you see an article about somebody that's a child molester, something like that, you're gonna be mad. You're gonna want to do all type of stuff to him. You don't know him, you don't know the kid involved, but you want to hurt him. If it's a family member, for whatever reason, we don't look at them with the same hate and anger we'll look at a stranger. And I think that's a big problem.
And that's a major problem.
I can go back. Like, that's a crazy situation though, because like the reason my father was here was because of rape. You know, my grandmother on my father's side was raped by her cousin, and that's how he was created. And granted, like without that situation, I wouldn't be here today. You know what I mean? And it's like, and because of that, he was fighting for the love of his mother that couldn't even look at him, so she didn't raise him. So
let me get
his
some of these
whole
comments
life.
Here.
Right
before, let me get some of these comments here because they're coming in fast. Tiana said because we was brought up with what happens in the house stays in the house.
Family
Anna Nicole
meeting.
Smith. She said because they told us what happens in this house stays in the house, and that's the cause. So pretty much the same thing. But go ahead, Tia, as you were saying.
No, I'm just saying, like those situations was ugly, man. Cause like it really made my father he wanted the love of his mother so bad that, man, it wasn't nothing that he wouldn't do for this woman, but this woman couldn't embrace him because of what happened. You know what I mean? So he was raised by his grandmother.
Trauma that was undealt with properly.
Yeah,
man. But it even goes even worse. Like even on my mother's side, like my great grandfather was raised by his father and his stepmother because his mother died giving birth. Then after that, my grandfather was raised by his father and stepmother because his mother died at 4 when he was 4. So then you got like I'm looking at so many men within my lineage that didn't have a love of a mother or a connection to a woman to that degree. And then it get to me, and I was raised by my grandmother and my grandfather most of the time. So for us, it's like, yo, like my first understand, I didn't respect young women, but I had so much love and respect and admiration for any older woman that graced my presence. Wow. But it was because of the hurt and the damage that happened throughout the cycle of time. But that's the reason why I went through therapy. But then I was like, man, like I wish my dad was around to go through therapy and understand that he was enough. She just couldn't handle it because of the things that she went through.
That's deep.
Yeah, that is deep. And we can't even fault her because I mean that was a trauma that she didn't
exactly
heal from or couldn't heal from.
Exactly.
You know, we can't.
They ain't know nothing about therapy back then.
They did not at all. Ain't no therapy.
Right. That was not like a big thing back then. And if anything, they probably shamed her for it back then.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, she moved
because that's
she
what
moved
we
out
did.
of she moved out of the town. She moved out of the city. But they had already and they shuffled the kid. They shuffled him. They shot him like the person who did it. They shuffled him to Tennessee. And then you know what killed me? But he was old, so I couldn't say nothing. You know what I mean? They brought him to the family reunion and sat them right next to each other in the wheelchairs in their 90s. So he's crazy. 90. He was like 96, 95, and she was right there next to him. Both of them in a wheelchair. All the older family members that's still alive was just all in a row.
Wow.
Boy.
That's horrible.
What's next on the list, Jazz? We done got deep enough.
So let's hop into friendships. Because there are a lot of toxic friendships as well. And what I mean by that, sometimes you may have a friend that you may not, sometimes we have the tendency to not want to hear the truth from our own friends or vice versa. Like if your friend is doing something wrong or their priorities are messed up and you go to tell them the truth, they might get mad at you.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're not really being a friend to you at all. You're giving 100% into the friendship while they're giving 10%. That's toxic. That is very toxic to one-sided friendship.
I think a male and female friendships are different.
Oh, completely.
Like men on man relationships versus women on women relationships is totally different. Like I'm checking, like with my homeboy, if you truly my friend, my family, if I love you, yo, I'm gonna tell you about yourself. We're gonna go back, we're gonna go head to head. We might even go to blows, but then we're gonna sit there, drink some Kool-Aid, and be like, all right, nigga, because it was already love already there. And it's been times that I'm like, nigga, we gonna shoot the fair one. You keep talking crazy. You know what I mean?
Yo.
And we cleared it up.
Yo,
that's it.
I am that friend. That's why my circle is a dot. I am that friend. I'm not the friend that you're gonna come to get to hear the sweet lies that you want to hear from your friend. I'm the one that's gonna tell you exactly what's going on. See, I'm a Libra. I hate to throw it around like that, but I'm a Libra. So I already look at situations from both sides of the spectrum. I swear to God, before I say anything, I've already analyzed it. And I'm not that friend that's going to spoon feed you nothing. And it's up to you to decide whether you're going to take accountability for what I say, huh?
I think that's why our friendship has worked so well over the years.
Because we keep it raw with each other. We don't, you know what I'm saying? But I'm that friend, and that's why I don't have friends. And I realize like this, because if you bring it to me, I could take that shit. You feel me?
See, and this is what I learned though, man, through public speaking though. Like, bro, I gotta deliver it differently to everybody, because the point of transfer of me speaking is for you to receive it. So I have to deliver it in a way that is palatable to you, so that you can actually take it in. But it's like when I'm with my family and my friends, it's totally different. I give it to them straightforward most of the time. But when it comes to like others, I gotta figure out how to convey this message so that I'm giving it to you where you don't feel violated, to where you get on the defensive and then you're not taking it in, and all we doing is arguing. It doesn't benefit nobody.
That's crazy that we having this conversation. I literally had this conversation with my co-host today at work. He was like, yo, you got to understand control a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? He's like, you got to learn to not react to everything. But in my head, I'm saying, no, I'm not hardwired like that. People are hardwired differently.
Yeah. I just had that conversation with our other co-hosts on the other show.
Like it's crazy. And like, yo, these podcasts and shows that we've been having have been such a great learning experience. And I appreciate everything that I'm getting from y'all. From Goddess TA Speaks, like, yo, y'all.
Yeah. Likewise.
Like y'all really confirming a lot of stuff that's happening in real life. And this is what happened when you use social media the right way.
Exactly.
Right. See, what's crazy is I had a conversation with one of my friends. I'm not gonna name who it is, but this was a conversation about just as far as like support, and because I was just saying, like, you know, strangers are easily to support you than your own people.
Way more.
Your family, your friend, your close, who you think your closest friends are. And I was very open with her and very truthful. Like, there wasn't no malice between it, but I was speaking from a place of experience. And my thing was, listen, I support any and everybody. Y'all know that. If nobody knows, I know Doe knows it. I'm willing to support anyone and what they doing, regardless. But what I'm not in the business of, you would then half-assing it with me.
Yes.
If I'm giving you 100%, you don't give me 20%. Don't do that. Because what happens is, now that I've been given my, fuck that. I'm not even going to say 100. If I give you my 200%, because I do, and you giving me 25, now I'm going to lower that 25 to damn -5, because we're not playing here. I'm a friend. I'm that type of friend of bend over backwards for my friends or my family. But at some point, you got to give back too.
Yeah.
That's what the relationship is. A give back. You give, you take, you give.
You got to pour into me like I pour into you.
Exactly. Right. Reciprocation. Big on reciprocation.
Don't use me as a glass and you think you just going to pour the water and drink the water too. No, we're not doing that.
But when you got a person like
that's
that.
It. Like, man, like, you know, okay, I'm sorry, Goddess, you was going?
You can go ahead.
Yeah, I had a okay, so you got a lot of takers. So like my little nephew, man, my nephew hit me with that. You know, I was trying to help him because his car broke down. He was like, look, I don't want it. He was like, I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I'm trying to help you to get your car. He was like, I'm a taker. He's like, I know who I am, and I'm fighting against that.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And he is like, and I'm fighting that. He is like, but if you give me that, you know what I mean? And I already know it's an addictive personality and I want to come forward. So I'm gonna start asking for it from you and from anybody who's willing to give it. Even if I don't need it, I'm still trying to take it.
That's so mature.
And
that's so fucking mature, man.
But again, my dad was old, so all my nephews are my age. You know what I mean? They 43, 42, 41, you know what I mean?
That's the old nigga. I'm thinking he talking.
But nah, they come to me, but they
should know that.
Hey, I got a nephew that's 50. You know what I mean? And they come to me like I'm the wise one because I keep my composure. You know what I mean? So it's just a different outlook. But it's like, for me, regardless of how old he was, that was big of him to think like that.
It's still good that he know who he is.
That was.
Because so many of the people that I see on a daily basis are taken from people all day long. They bleeding you dry. Yeah. And they all ages.
Yeah.
You know, and they can't see themselves.
Yep. They don't even recognize it. Yep. Big finesses and don't even recognize it.
That word you just said, finesse.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Say it louder for the people in the back that they hear you guys.
Finessing, that
big
shit has polluted our mentality because we finessing each other.
Yeah.
We ain't finessing the system. We ain't finessing the motherfucker that actually oppresses us. We finessing other
finessing each other.
We finessing each other. You dumb son of a bitches.
Getting over on somebody that got.
Come on, man.
Perpetuating the bullshit they put in place for us. So you ain't learned.
If you gonna hit a lick against the motherfucker that got insurance to cover it, if they get hit. Me, I say fuck Walmart. Every time I go into Walmart, I take something.
Amen.
You can kiss my black ass. I said, fuck Walmart.
Hey, I believe in that. I believe in that old system, man. You know, I don't want a penny more than you owe me, and I don't want to, you know what I mean. And I don't
want less than what I paid for.
Exactly. Give me what I earned and get out my face.
But I'm gonna take some shit.
No doubt.
I want to tap on this comment right here. So, Miss Christine said we asked for our cup to overflow for a reason. We're only supposed to give our overflow.
And I believe that, but so many of us dig into our cup and give, and we be neglecting ourselves because we trying to help everybody when our cup ain't even full enough to pour into somebody else.
Man, and you talking my life, man.
Let me tell you something real quick. That help thing is a matter of fact. I'm gonna just say because you know I can't not say without being wrong. Let me tell you something. There's nothing wrong with helping. Okay, this is not what we're saying. We're not saying that you shouldn't help y'all. Right? We're not asking y'all or saying that you shouldn't help your fellow friend, family, whoever, if they're in need. But the problem is when you are helping. Hold on. When do you begin to help yourself, honey?
You a crutch now. I had a homeboy come to me. I had a homeboy that I helped with his kids. Like he got like 8-9 kids, and I used to be like, man, you know, we rode together. We've been riding together for a long time, and he had to sit down for a little bit. So I was buying his shoes and clothes for school, and I had been doing this for years. And then one day he came to me like, hey, you gonna buy the kids them shoes and stuff? And that hit me different, like.
Man, look here, dog.
Yeah, that's wild.
Look here, dog.
You want that?
Look here, dog.
You the baby daddy.
Hey, so
man, I got 11 God kids, bro.
I said, what?
I got 11 God kids, bro. You talking my story, dog, but I done had some of their fathers say, fuck you. Nigga, I done bought your kids school clothes, nigga.
Man, bro.
I done bought your kids sneakers, nigga. Nigga, I know your kids shoe size, nigga, you don't.
Every time I brought my kids to the city, I made sure we come over there with pizzas, candy, drinks for everybody to make sure all the kids good.
Listen,
they talking about can we go home with y'all?
I'm talking about flat out go break $100 bill because I know I got to give X amount of kids X amount of dollars, boy.
Exactly.
But because you don't agree with how I handle you, you gonna say fuck me.
When you make yourself easily accessible to people, when they know you're gonna always help, you're gonna always give, you deplete your value.
But you know what? That's because we live in a different code. Like I already know, me and Courtney, we live and we think in a different code. So it's like, man, my whole mindset growing up as a kid was if I eat, you eat. So it's been that way and that's the mindset that we had. So it's like
that's true.
Everybody that ever linked up with me made money.
But everybody don't have that same
got some fucking game.
And bro, and I've always been a man that stand on my word. So if I say it, then I'm about it, and that's what I'm gonna live. And then it comes down to a situation that it ain't too many people that actually live that way anymore.
No,
it's not. Here, man.
Like, I agree with y'all because I'm with the same thing. If one personal thing that I do, and Goddess can contest to this because we had just talked about this on one of the posts I did about the I think it was like the $150 dating post I did.
Mm-hmm.
We was talking about, and my friend stepped up.
I read some of the comments on there.
Yeah, when I first met her, we wasn't even in a friendship like that. Our relationship of our friendship did not technically start that. We hadn't known each other long. We started as co-workers, from working together, whatever. And we built from that point on. But when we first started talking and befriending each other, we had a lunch date. She didn't have money, right, to go where I wanted to go. Cool. I got you, sis. You don't even gotta pay me back. It's not that deep. Let's just have a good time.
Right.
I'm not gonna sit there and eat and you're not eating. Like, what the who does that? Like, I can't do that. That's not how I was raised. And I've always been like that.
And that's the thing. Like, again, like, we cut from a different cloth. Like,
right.
even like, man, me and my homeboys that I grew up with in school, you know what I mean? Like, man, we would shoot dice the whole night. Whoever won the biggest pot took care of what we was eating that day.
Hey, look here, man.
That's how I grew up.
I grew up around some fuck niggas.
Mm-hmm.
I did, you know what I mean?
But like, that shit made me, excuse my language, but that shit made me the nigga that I am now. Like, I'm so the opposite of them fuck niggas.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I grew around some fuck niggas, and they know that they fuck niggas because I done told all these fuck niggas to their face that they fuck niggas. I'm that type of nigga. You feel me? All them know is fuck.
You ain't got a handful. You ain't got 3 to 4.
That's why I say my circle is a dot. I got 5 people that I fuck with.
That's what I'm talking about.
Outside of my family. Like it's 5 of them.
That's all I ever had.
This is broken down from a real life used to be with each other every day clique of 30.
See, and I just been cool with everybody in different neighborhoods where I can go because they knew me as the hustle dude. They know he sell cars. They know he sell clothes. They know.
I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit, Joe. I get along now more with the people that we beefed with.
Wow.
Dead ass.
Wow.
Like, I'm talking about really like make legit money, host these niggas parties and all type of shit. And the niggas who I used to fuck with, who still in their old age don't fuck with these niggas, be like, nigga, fuck you.
We grown now.
We grown, nigga. Your beef ain't mine, nigga. We 40.
Yeah.
Another weird toxic trait in the friendship department, and I'm gonna say, whoever don't like this, y'all know I don't care. Stop. Hold on, we get to that. Stop being jealous of your friends. Please stop being. That is the weirdest thing. Yeah. Everybody, y'all. Let me tell you something. The friendships ain't the same no more. They're not. And I'm gonna be all the way real. You got some of these people that's you call your friends that be real life plotting on you on the sideline. They say they for you, or they say they happy for you because you doing this or whatever. They be plotting on your ass whole time.
Absolutely.
Why? That's weird.
I ain't got no friends.
Hey,
I ain't got many friends.
Them folk get scared that you're gonna leave them on the level that they at.
Yeah,
feel me?
Like,
they're leaving themselves. So you step it up.
Yeah. That's a you issue.
Yeah. Did you see that post I made? And I said, if you want to see how a person secretly feel about you, compliment yourself in front of them and check their reaction out.
Oh shit.
Honey,
I do it all the time.
Hey, you know what?
I don't praise dance, but honey,
women do that.
Hey, bitch, you doing too much.
Yeah.
Hey, they go ham on each other.
Hit you with the couldn't be me.
Hey,
exactly. Compliment yourself.
Now,
I'm gonna have to share that with somebody else. I'm gonna tell a woman. Compliment yourself and see how your girl act around.
You right. You can never.
But us as men have to catch it in a different way.
Yeah.
Ours would be like you catch the nigga side eyeing you, or the nigga body language change. You go to dap him up. It's more like because men, we ain't gonna say but so much because it's always a potential for violence more per se with men. Men delegate with each other a little bit differently.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, like I've definitely been in the room and been like, oh nigga,
with women.
And like have my mans that nigga, I bought your outfit. You rode here with me.
Why
I put the money in your pocket and I'm watching you make eyes like this at me around like
crazy.
Jesus
with men,
Christ.
With men, and this is from what I've seen.
Hold on, because me and God is gonna connect with this one.
with men, from what I seen, men will shade each other when a woman is around.
Oh, that's the fuck niggas. That's the niggas you was talking about, cuz that's them niggas. They wait till you go and the female and they talking to them like, no, that nigga rented that.
Yeah.
You know, he really ain't got no money.
Right.
Yo.
He lived with his mama in the basement.
I
had an older cat. I had an older homeboy. And when I say this older homeboy, he saw me pull up to a chick back in the day. It was a chick that we all wanted, and she was older than us. And he saw me talking to her, but he went to school with her. She probably like 7 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And we digging it. He walked up like, why you doing? What you doing with that young? Like, he rolled with me.
That's crazy.
He like that young nigga. He like that young nigga. That's how you gonna do me? You know good and well I been wanted you. This nigga he ain't about nothing.
And he rolled with
you.
He
get money, but that's it. Man,
he did that in front of you.
He forgot he rolled with me. You know what I mean? I'm talking about.
Hold on, let me introduce.
Okay.
Hold on, let me introduce to the panel real quick. So everybody coming to the panel, y'all may know him for 2.5 Guys podcast with us on Sunday. Midgie, welcome to the Center for the Culture Platinum.
What's going on? My bad, I'm running a little late. You know, had a little basketball tryouts that ran a little over. You know, trying to get it right. So my bad. What are we talking about?
Man, everything.
We talk about toxic
little bit of everything.
Friendships and dating and family.
But
go ahead,
there's a lot of that.
No, I was just saying, boy, that was one of them situations. My man was intoxicated pretty hard. So it was like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
but he meant it.
Yeah, exactly. He spoke his truth and how he felt about the situation. And it hurt him to see somebody that he admired and he wanted giving attention and coming at me. You know what I mean? So it hurt his whole heart. It was something else, man. It blew my mind though. You know, but yeah, he threw up. Then I kind of like let him be where he be.
Yeah.
Just made sure I called somebody to make sure they pick him up. You know what I mean?
Because he forgot who he rolled with.
I made sure he got home though.
This comment right here,
by me.
And I want to get y'all thoughts on it. Tiana said, if every time you get something, they have too much negative to say, that's a red flag. Right there, that is a red flag. And with women, this is true.
Or they won't say nothing.
Especially with women.
Yeah, they won't say nothing. They won't say anything about it.
Or if every time they got a side comment to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of that.
Red flag.
Because that's what it
is. What's your thoughts on it? Since you just come to the
panel. With men, it's more subliminal.
Thank you.
So if a guy sees something you got, he be like, that ain't new money. I see you got it. Like, how you doing? You got it. Like, that you got it. You got to watch how they say that. Because you got to play. I'm trying to be you. It's your world. Like, nah, man.
Hey.
You gotta watch how dudes say stuff like that.
Hey, I had a nigga tell me one time I pulled up to my cousin cookout. And nigga said, God damn, nigga, you can't even hide the money no more. Nigga, I went in the car and got my strap, nigga.
Listen.
Hey, a lot of you not. Hey, Midgie, it was Henry Durant.
Oh, yeah. You ain't want that.
I went and got my strap, nigga.
You know what he want.
So that's the two ways that men do it. So,
you ain't about to play
one,
with me, boy.
They gonna tell them they gonna talk about you behind your back to a woman.
Oh yeah.
And the other one they gonna hit you with the, oh man, you shining. I see you.
I see you.
With all that.
Hey, and listen, another thing amongst men, it'd be the handshake or the greeting, because I believe that 80% of communication is nonverbal. It's body language. Your handshake ain't matching your smile, and that has been such a true statement.
Benny Siegel.
Now I'm a germaphobe.
Handshake ain't matching your smile. You niggas.
I'm a germaphobe, so I do this all the time. I only fist bump. I don't be one. But my family, it's like I show them that I'm stepping over the boundaries of where I'm at sometimes, and I'll pull you close. But the mother ones, they get that all day.
It be amongst former friends that you get those awkward to where you can tell, like it's never like your family, because you hug family, you're comfortable with family, this, that, and the third. But when you get in situations to where as men, and I used to or still do associate with this crowd around here, and these daps and these handshakes are going up, you can tell the difference.
And see, I moved so far away from it, man. Like, that's my situation. Like, I mean, I don't mess with too many nobody that I used to mess with in New York or Detroit. So it's like, now it's the situation of when I go there, like, I don't even feel comfortable in the old areas that I used to go to. So it's like, when I go into an event, I went back to visit my mom, and I went to
check out these niggas, man.
I'm talking about, hold on. I walked into the house. Everybody had a strap. I had to run back to the car, and I'm going to grab the gun, and I'm like, I don't even want to be here. Like, why am I? And I had to tell myself, why am I still here? So then I was like, yo, mama just called me. I gotta get up out of here. This ain't for me.
But that's part of the reason why I don't drink or smoke, because I like to observe everything. Yeah. And I've seen too many times where guys go into a situation, all loose and too playful or intoxicated. And the backstabbing is right there. They just can't see it. So I like to observe everything around me. So that's part of the reason why
I don't want to be in that environment.
That's part of the reason why I never even got into that.
Yeah, that's it, man. Hey, college, we used to, the college parties. Oh man, like I was the only one that wouldn't really drink. I had one drink, and I'm watching everybody in that situation.
That's it. Because for one, you're new, surrounded with people that you just met or getting to know. And you don't know who's the fool, who's the idiot out of the group. And so you're trying to watch them because and then you don't know what's going to turn out. So that's why I always go into situations where I'm fully sober. I don't want none of that, because I got to see just in case I got to tiptoe out before the danger occur. Let me go and tiptoe out.
Oh, Missy, get light.
I think I said this on Doe's show. I think I said this on Doe's TikTok, I believe, but if not, I'm gonna tell the story again. I had a friend, her name was Yummy, right? This is back in New York. And I had got my tax money, right? And I only had half of my tax money on me. She was the only one that knew I had my tax money on me, half of it, and how much I had, right? So one night we was hanging, and two boys that she knew, I didn't know them, she knew. We was hanging, sipping with them, whatever, and the bottle had ended or whatnot. So we was going around the corner because in New York, the liquor stores, the liquor stores be open mad late
everywhere.
So we were walking around the corner,
right around the corner.
Right. She stayed with one boy. The other boy went with me because he was gonna buy a bottle and I was gonna get another bottle for us, whatever. So as we walk in, I have been shoe. I come back up, I got a gun in my bag. Boy put a gun in my bag. But this is what let me know that my friend set me up. He said, baby, I don't want to shoot you in your back. But go ahead and take that $2,000 out your back pocket.
Ooh,
right?
Oh,
right there.
Man.
Right there.
How you
he
know
knew the exact amount?
And I hesitate now. This is young jazz now. This is young jazz. Young New York jazz now. I thought about it like,
yeah. I just snuffed this nigga.
Hey, first time going back to New York. First time I went back to New York as an adult, and I went back to my old neighborhood. Same Negroes I grew up with stuck me up.
But see, I'm not even from Queens. I never lived in Queens. I'm not even from Queens. I'm from the Bronx. So fine. This was her hood. So fine.
Yeah. So she did that.
Back. I let him take the money. I said, God, it said my bag. I said, you know what it said? Take it then. So I lifted my jacket. He took it. And he was like, count to 10. I think I counted to like 4. And I turned around. He was gone. So I went back to where we was hanging out at the spot. Guess who the fuck standing there? By herself. She's standing there by herself. The other nigga gone.
They done robbed her too.
No.
They just ain't give her cut.
Was in on it. Right. She probably didn't got her cut. Or probably gonna get it later because you already know how that's how that goes.
Yeah.
But I knew on the look of her face, I didn't even say nothing what happened yet.
I'd have gave it a 2-piece spicy.
Got
2-piece spicy.
12-piece.
Baby, who dare fight? Cause you told
spice.
Like you kind of fuck. Mind you, just days before that, she got a daughter that she don't take care of, right? I took her daughter. We went to the Ave. If you're from New York, you know what the Ave is. Her daughter ate because of me. Okay, you ate because of me because you didn't have no bread either. We had a good time on the Ave. So how dare you set up your friend that makes sure you and your baby ate?
Hey, Jazz, my biggest lick I ever got hit with in my life happened from a nigga that I was letting sleep on my couch.
Crazy.
And I ain't gonna get into what was lost and whoop that woo, but nigga, you sleeping on my couch. I'm giving you whoop that woo to make you whoop that woo and all. Like, yeah.
When you're in a position to help people, it make them despise you.
Yeah.
Just start despising.
Because I think we all might have that same story, because the dude that got me, I was giving him a ride home from work every day. He saw me put a gift card in my console, ran the gas station. I ain't thinking nothing of it. Went to go use the gift card like a week later, and it's gone. Like, you the only one saw where I put the gift card. So, I mean, I ain't even, I wasn't even mad because I said that's my fault.
That's why I started being careful who I help. You would think that even if you're not looking for appreciation, you're just doing it because this is how you are. This is you're not thinking like, yeah, I'm putting you on, I'm helping you, I'm saving you. But they really despise you.
And that's not where you're coming from at all.
Yes, at all.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, shit, I'm getting this blessing, nigga. I want to see you blessed too.
Exactly.
Hey, sometimes that could come from your significant other as well.
Oh, most.
I had the worst experience with my youngest son's mother.
Bring that shit 360 TA.
At the end of the day, man, when I say, bro, like when I went through that situation and I ended that when I got divorced. Man, she said, "I'm gonna miss your pockets."
What?
She was like every day you brought money, bread home, and I took something. And I'm like, and this is hustling. This is a little bit of everything. And it's like, I'm thinking I'm going crazy because I'm losing money. But you know what I mean? One day I just woke up out the bed and I was just like, I'm done effing with you. She's laughing like, what? And I'm like, I'm serious. I'm done effing with you. So it was just like something that came on me that was like, I don't owe you nothing. I was like, why am I still in this relationship? This toxic relationship is not helping me. It's been hindering my growth, my understanding. And then it's like, boom. And then the next thing you know, when we go through the divorce process, that's the comment that she gives. She was like, I took $50 to $100 every day. And I'm like, for years, I thought like, yo, I am tripping. Like, what am I doing? Like, where am I losing this money at? And at that time, I had a clothing store. So it's like, here it is. I was booming clothes. I was booming this, selling cars. So it's like, what am I doing? It's like, I got too much going on that I can't keep count of all of everything exactly. And she just peeled.
And you know, that might hurt even more.
Yeah.
That might hurt even more. Someone that you really, really trusted and looked in building a relationship with. And this whole time you can stab me in the back.
13 years later, her name in my phone because of my kid is I still gotta have her number. It's it's La Diablo. That's what that's what I call it. That's what it's been for the last 13 years.
That's crazy.
I did an episode called Sleeping with the Enemy.
She did.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
That's it.
Yes.
Well put.
And you know what? Her son's father told me, he was like, she gonna wreck your life. He was like, she got a dark cloud over her. It just rains on her. I lost a business. I lost one business. I'm talking about I had to go get a regular job. And anybody who know me know I ain't fine.
He warned you?
Job.
He warned you?
Warned me. I've only had a regular job probably 3 years in my life. And I'm in my 40s. And then 3 years around her, and it just like kept spiraling. I'm like, why can't I get ahead? I know who I am.
So my question is, when he told you, was you looking at like, oh, he's just hating?
Exactly. I was laughing like a big old hey.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, she got a big old booty.
And ladies,
she got a big old booty.
That
Don't
is
stop
it.
He hate. He's just
hating because he couldn't keep it.
Then I wanted to put my foot on her back and kick her back to him. Like, shoot her.
Damn.
That's the power of pussy.
The point of this whole conversation was for us to highlight the things that go in or that are going on in the Black community, in our family, our relationship, and our friendships. It wasn't to nitpick or to complain. This is to find solutions. So I'm gonna go around the panel, and I want everybody to give some type of solution that you think could help get us out of this type of toxicity with each of the three things that we went over. So Tia, we'll start with you.
Gotta come to me first. Oh man. So I'm gonna say this. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, man, you know, a lot of times we operate immaturely. You know what I mean? Or prematurely, rather. So it's like we don't really give ourselves enough time to really fully know and understand the individual before we move into dating them. Like, you know what I mean? When I say dating them, I'm talking about being in a relationship. It's like, man, that courtship need to come back. You know what I mean? When it comes to like relationship wise. And then like friends, everybody ain't your friend. In the words of Mo 3, everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. You gotta recognize certain key qualities and traits in people and actually step back. Analyze it, man. You know what I mean? For real. Sometimes you got to take yourself out of the equation, whether it be a relationship with your significant other, whether it be a relationship with your friend, whether it be a relationship with your family. You got to step back and watch how they deal with other people and see whether that's something that you want to be a part of and see the things that you want to back away from. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to leave it at that, but that's key for me.
All right. Goddess, what about you?
So I'm gonna kind of piggyback off what TA said, and I said this in my podcast last night. Being in a relationship, and this is any type of relationship, friendship, kinship, whatever. We it's like being in a grocery store. When you up close to the shelves, you can't see everything at the top. You can't see everything at the bottom. All you can see is what's at eye level, and it takes you to step back to get a wide view to see everything that's going on around. And you have to also look at yourself like that. When you know who you are, which it took me a while, you know, when you're young, you think you know everything. I really thought that I knew who I was. And then I had to understand, okay, maybe I did know who I was, but we changed. And especially every 7 years, you're a completely different person from who you were 7 years ago. So when you know who you are, you understand how to deal with toxic relationships. You understand just as somebody commenting, you can't expect you from everybody. You can't expect you from nobody but you.
Right.
So I'm gonna say that, and that's across the board with relationships.
Midge, what about you?
I would say we have to know when to let people go. Because as Black people, we are so loyal. We are so trusting and so loyal. And we let anybody in sometimes. And like sometimes we, even though people do things that show us who they really are, we still give them that second, that third opportunity. But sometimes we just gotta know when to cut them off. Like it's their way. Like I'm not doing this to hurt you, but I'm not getting better with you around me. And like, you know, I hate to be cliche, you know, that saying like everybody's in your life for a season. Some people's seasons are real short. Some people's seasons are long, some people's seasons are short. If you got that one or two person that you can ride with and be with for a long time, that's a blessing. You know, I have to tell my kids that, like, you know, when you get older, some of these friends might not be your friend. But you gotta learn that. You gotta know that. So I say we gotta know when to cut people off and cut that dead weight, because God's not gonna give us more as long as we hold on to this thing that's taking up space in our life.
Open your hand if you still holding on to that.
That's it.
To receive it. That's what's up.
That's it.
Now, what about you?
I gotta totally agree with Midge, man. Like, you gotta know when to cut people off. You gotta learn yourself. Like, and once you learn yourself, you'll understand how to deal with other people.
Right.
Because a lot of us are going through life right now, really not taking time to find out who the fuck we are. You understand what I'm saying? Learn yourself.
Yeah.
Like we spend so much time and effort into trying to figure out the next person or this, that, and the third. Find out who the fuck you are, and then you'll figure out what the fuck you need in your life, who need to be there, who don't need to be there.
Exactly.
Who's better for your end goal.
Right.
Because we all got an end goal. You feel me? So that's just where
and,
I'm
and
at.
part of
I just
that
want to let
is
all y'all know I appreciate the hell out of all y'all for this conversation.
Yeah.
This has been great.
Yeah, this has been. A little bit that I caught, it was great.
Well, for my solution, I'm gonna piggyback off of pretty much everybody here, but mostly what Bidge and Go said. Self-knowledge is a big thing with me. You know, I'm very much on self-knowledge a lot. Once you know who you are as a person and what you want out of life and what you're going to accept in life and what you want for not only yourself but your inner circle or family, you will know when you are need to stay away from, what you don't want to be involved in, or with who. My thing is this: there's nothing wrong with wanting to help. There's nothing wrong with wanting to, be there for somebody that's maybe not the best for your situation or your lifestyle. But at some point, if you need to cut them off, cut them off.
Mm-hmm.
Your mental health is more important than anything.
Protect your peace at all costs.
How can you take care of other people?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Protect your peace at all costs.
Absolutely.
At all costs. So I'm gonna give this time to let the panel shout out where you can find each of them on their panel, social media. We'll start with the lady that's newest to the podcast family, Goddess. Go ahead.
Goddess Salawam, Miss Foxy if you're nasty. You can find me on you can find my podcast on Spotify, Apple. It's on Google, but Google is about to switch over to YouTube. It's doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And iHeart. Also, I'm on TikTok, same name. I be knowing shit. YouTube, I be knowing shit. Or you can find me on Facebook at Goddess Salawam.
Y'all go follow this young lady too. Let me tell you something. We have been social media friends it's been a long time, girl.
Ooh, girl, it's been over 10 years more.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Let me tell you something. When she first announced that she was going to do her platform, honey, I had to reach out to her because I'm so super proud of her. Like, so super proud. It. So I welcome you to the podcast family, and this is the first of many collabs we will do. Yes. So y'all gonna be seeing her a lot.
Y'all will actually see me.
Let's take it to me. Okay, girl, listen. Sometimes they'll see me.
You can catch me on 2.5 Guys podcast every Sunday at 8 with my boy Doe Stacks. Jazz has been filling in, doing a great job for our other co-host Rose. We talk about movies, TV shows, and a host of other different things. So you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Google, of course, all that jazz. And just look, we're on TikTok, but they banned our page, so we had to start just going for my personal page.
They banned you off TikTok?
Oh man. Yeah, they with our podcast page, they got rid of that. They was like, nah, y'all growing too fast. So
yeah, y'all was doing too good.
Yeah, so
that's what that was.
I ain't even argue with them. I was like, okay, y'all got it.
But we're gonna start that back up.
Yeah, we're gonna get it back going.
TA, you up next.
Oh man, I got me on it. Yeah, man. Well, you can find me on TA Speaks on TikTok. I'm just now trying to get this social. I'm starting to get into the whole showing and sharing yourself with everybody else. You know what I mean? I come from a private era, so it's like you'll find me on TA Speaks on TikTok with Urban Illustrated Podcast. We do every Friday. I jump on and sneak on and lurk on every last one of they podcasts as much as I can. I try to comment, and then if I can jump in, I jump in. You know what I mean? So you'll see me out there. And then I got my YouTube that I'm getting ready to put together right now. I already started. I just got to upload the content. We're going to get it going. Cousins going to give me the right. These is all my new cousins.
No doubt.
And last but not least, the thorn in my side. Doe, you up next.
Shit, man. I'm everywhere, man. The Doe Show 843 on all social media platforms. 2.5 Guys podcast every Sunday at 8. I'm on every social media platform that exists. You can fucking find me on Bumble, goddammit.
I heard that's big.
Know what I'm saying? But as far as show times, on Wednesdays at 7, on Facebook and TikTok at 8. I am with TA Speaks Fridays on TikTok at 8 o'clock. Y'all please check his platform out. I'm with 2.5 Guys podcast Sundays at 8 p.m. on TikTok and Facebook. And whenever Jazz need me, I'm in there.
All the time.
Buy my cookbook.
Oh yeah.
Dope Dishes with Doe.
Buy my cookbook, Dope Dishes with Doe. Oh, that's the other show I do once a month. I'm a chef too. You know, I'm out here working. Sorry, that took long enough.
Let me sum up a couple of things before we get out of here. So, and I'm about to make an announcement too, because I've been sitting on this and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna announce it. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I'm now on TikTok. Yeah. Y'all can find me there. Y'all can also my other platform. I also have a cooking platform, something for your taste buds. I post all the recipes that I do, just like Doe do on that platform. Y'all can go over it on Facebook. I'm also with 2.5 Guys on Sunday. I'm also on the Doe Show on Wednesdays, and every now and then I just started doing TA Speak with them on Fridays. And shout out to Erica, shout out to Rose, those are other co-hosts.
Squad.
Yes, sir.
And I'm probably gonna be doing some collab with Goddess as well. So y'all look out for that.
Yes, indeed.
So for the announcement, there will be an interview, a live on-set interview coming up pretty soon. And I've been sitting on it, and I worked really hard on this. But this is with a producer known in Greenville, North Carolina, James Jones. Many of y'all know who he is. He did Freedom of North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
I will actually be doing an on-set interview with him and none other than Miss Terrell Hicks. Okay, from Valley.
That was my childhood crush right there.
You know it.
Hey, you and Midge.
Yeah, buddy.
Midge, bro.
Hey,
yes, sir.
2 movies: A Bronx
Tale and
and
Keisha
from Valley. So y'all look out for that.
Yes, sir.
I'm not gonna say the dates because I don't need nobody.
Yeah, she was Keisha.
Yes,
I could have sworn he said, "Oh no, Keisha." What was the little girl name?
Right.
And yes, my husband in my head took her down, but that's we passed that.
He took her down too.
Long story short, I'm gonna be tuning in.
Yeah, buddy.
So yes, that interview will be out. It's coming out this month. I'm not gonna say no dates. It's just gonna pop up, so y'all look out for that.
Let us know. We with it. And listen, all of us make a collective to connect with each other and share each other's podcasts.
Absolutely.
Because it's connections and networking like this that's going to make us great.
Absolutely.
Goddess, you're new to this. Please follow me. Follow everybody on this panel, and we'll work.
You look you up at.
Already started.
Goddess, I'm gonna go ahead and follow you as well.
Yes. So listen, we'll be back next Monday, same time, same place. Y'all look out for the flyer. Who the next guest is? Next Sunday, 2.5 Guys will be here. Wednesday, Doe Show will be here. Friday, TA Speaks. Listen, y'all support mind your business, drink your water, and for God's sake, support your people. Support your damn people. Okay, because if we don't do it, nobody else will.
Talk that shit, Jazz.
Don't wait till we blow up.
Okay, y'all have a
talk that shit, right? Jazz. Stop being humble. You got 2 minutes. Talk your shit.
I'm trying to be nice tonight, y'all. I'm sick.
There you go. They get the message. They got it.
They get it.
But yeah, y'all know what to do. Do your people out here right, y'all. We support y'all just like we support each other. Let's get our families together. Okay. And when I mean my family, I mean the African American culture family. Let's get our ass together. All right.
Most definitely.
Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all next time.
Thanks for having me, girl. It was nice talking to everybody. I enjoyed that.
Oh yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Y'all stay on real quick.
What's that?